Alright, hello. Oh my god, I haven't seen for a while. Okay, so let's get to Vince Dreams, Dreams. What is this? What is this? Dreams of childhood. Dreams of childhood entangled in love. So, oh yeah, let me enhance you first. I guess just how to select. I don't care actually. Default here. Ooh, okay. And then enhance here. Yeah, that's all. Alright, so let's go. Hoyoland. Amidst the lively crowd, you can see people walking around in groups. Boundless laughter resonates in the air, adding a tinge of color to the cheery ambience of the amusement park. A variety of rides are listed on the display screen before you, including many you have never experienced. They all look really fun. Which one should we start with? A soft chuckle sounds beside you. Too many choices, and now you cannot choose. Yeah. Do you have anything that particularly catches your eye, Vin? It is rare for us to come to an amusement park. Why not choose something special? Sure, I was thinking the same too. Vin leans over and taps several rides on the list that were denoted by special events. The pirate ship, spinning top, flying tower, log fume swing ride, wonder roller coaster, love boat. These rides come with special time limited events and are plenty interesting on their own. Shall we give all of them a go once the event period ends? We may not be able to experience this any longer. Wait, all 7 of them? Will it be too packed? We might not be able to finish them all in a day. Time is not an issue, just leave the arrangements to me. Vince's fingers fly over the tablet as he plans everything out like a wise king who knows his territory like the back of his hand. Following the tapping of his fingers, Flying Tower, Love Fume, and Wonder Roller Coaster's names are drawn and placed into a separate category of their own. If we go on one of the more thrilling or exhausting rides, we can follow up with a more relaxed event next. 3 rides do not take much time, but lesser events might get boring if you experience them for a prolonged time. The lesser and more relaxing events are all redirected into another category under his guiding tabs. If we stagger both categories to strike a proper balance between them and factor in the time, it will only be evening by the time we are done all 7 of them. That sounds very reasonable. Of course, if there is something you are particularly keen on, we can prioritize that first. Then we can settle the rest of the arrangements after that, depending on how things go. What do you think of? You give his suggestion some serious thoughts, but you don't manage to catch the last of his sentence. You raise your head with questioning look, only to meet his eyes for a split second. He adjusts his glasses with a smile playing on his lips. What's wrong? Nothing. It is just that after giving it some thought, I think the latter option suits you more. In fact, I recommend it. Let us just go with what you feel like experiencing the most. I think both options are good, but I want to do it your way. Alright, then we will have to choose one event out of the 7 listed here. Which one do you prefer? You think it through. The words are right on the tip of your tongue, but you stop short. You suddenly feel the urge to tease him. Why don't you give it a guess? What would I choose? Wind gives sweeps across the display, and in your heart you count one, two, three. The Wonder roller coaster, coaster, I presume. On the count of three, Wind gives the right answer. Bingo! Looks like the tacit understanding we have with each other after becoming a couple is growing stronger by the day. Come on, let us go queue at the roller coaster's line. Near the roller coaster, Vin leads you into the amusement park. Following signs of all colors, you soon spot the entrance to the roller coaster. Speaking of which, you seem pretty familiar with amusement parks. Have you been to one before? You look at him curiously, but he gently shakes his head. No, I do not frequent places like this, much less with other girls. Oh, that's not what I meant. I understand, but I wanted to explain. Actually, I did a little homework before coming here with you today. I see. Now that I think of it, we settled on going on the amusement park together a week ago. Don't tell me, did you start preparing since then? I am used to planning ahead, plus this one is for you. I am someone who will put more thoughts into things I am interested and invested in. Thankfully, it came into good use today. Saying so, he pauses. Besides, we are often occupied with work, so we do not get much time together, if it at all. I really look forward to going on a perfect date. Perfect. Oh my god, I can't say perfect dates with you. Vin. Actually, today is already a perfect oh my god, perfect date since I get to spend it with you. I am happy enough even if we only get to experience the lesser events today. If so, then perhaps the unsatisfied one here is me. Huh? Why? It is nothing. Alright, let us join the queue. Wonder roller coaster. The sun shines bright, the weather is clear, and the gentle wind brings about the faint fragrance of flowers. Taking Vin's membership card, which he had made a week earlier, you queue up alone. Vin returns in a few minutes. Oh, that was fast. He holds two bottles of mineral water, and his silvery white bangs are slightly ruffled by the wind. He looks as if he'd hurried back here. There happened to be a vending machine nearby, so have a drink before getting on the roller coaster. It will help relieve some nerves. Are you tired? There's no need for you to be rushing around like that. The queue is quite long, and there are about 20 people before us. It is alright. Hydration is not suggested right before intense activity. It will make your stomach ill. So this is the perfect time to do so. Saying so, he hands the bottle to you. However, he stops halfway through. Hang on, I forgot to check the expiry date. Vin turns the bottle around twice before he finds the expiry date. He quickly checks it over. Okay, the expiry date is far from now. You can drink from it. Okay. You take the bottle from him and take a drink while looking at the person before you. I never knew that you were one to be so conscientious about expiry dates, though that's not a bad habit to have. I am always conscientious about it, but I have been taking extra cautious as of late. As of late? Why? Nothing. I just do not wish to see food or anything else expire due to people's negligence. It is both regretful and disrespectful. Hence, using it while it has yet to expire or doing something else to extend its shelf life are both good ways to go about it. Vin smiles at the end of his sentence, then raises his head to get a drink of water. Somehow you have the feeling that he's hiding something else behind those eyes. Plus, why do those words sound so familiar? You mull over it while you drink. Amidst the surrounding noise, the cool water flows down your throat, seemingly breaking through the fog, only to create gills in its wake. A sudden realization settles in your heart at the way he repeats the word expiry, and why those sound so familiar. Those words sound so familiar. It is then that you remember an event that transpired a week prior. Nice ad. Genovine Mental Health Research Center a week ago. After work, you head down to the research institute to wait for Vin before the appointed time. You want to surprise him before you both go for dinner. Just as you are about to go up the stairs, you spot a young man coming out of the building with a file in hand. Maybe he just finished his therapy session. Looks like Vin's getting off work soon. Where should we get dinner? Maybe the new hot dog place, or maybe... While you're thinking it over, the young man comes to a halt just as he passes you by. He calls out to you. Are you Vin's girlfriend? Hello, do you know me? The young man stands only 2 steps below you, but there is a certain condescending glint in his eyes as he looks you up and down. I seen a picture of you and him together on his desk. I was super taken aback when I saw it, so the impression stuck. A picture of us. What a surprise! You are just about to respond politely to him when you hear his sigh and slight undertone of regret in his voice. Who knew that such a perfect person like him would be affected by love of all things? Something so intangible that even its expiry cannot be guaranteed. Well, that came off a little weird. You don't quite know how to respond. Surprise? You probably don't know that he once told me about how even love has an expiry date during one of our therapy sessions together. Thus, when I saw the picture of you two together that he suddenly set out on his desk, I couldn't help but remember a saying. What saying? A doctor who treats himself has a fool for a patient. Once a relationship has gone on for long enough, it is only natural for it to die down. So, for a strategist like Dr. Richter, who knows what the expiry for this love he has fallen into will? Before he can finish, a familiar and elegant voice sounds nearby. What are you doing here, Julian? I thought you went home. Get home early and remember to take your medications. Don't worry, Dr. Richter. I always take my medicine before leaving the house. Then tell Uncle I said hello. Sure. I'll get out of your hair now, Dr. Richter. See you, miss. He gives a nonchalant wave before disappearing as soon as he came. What were you two talking about? She looked plenty curious about what he had to say. Oh, well... You give Finn a summary of what he told you. And that's how it is. Maybe he was surprised to meet someone he saw in a picture and had an emotional outburst. He actually brought up what I told him during therapy. That even love has an expiry date. Perhaps he's just finding it hard to accept that the perfect and rational Dr. Richter has found himself in love. That is only something I tell patients depending on the circumstances, but his words trails off, his kiss appears to hold more profound meaning. I am admittedly a little curious. What do you think about the saying? Me? Hmm. You mean about love has expiry date? Yeah, I don't believe it. I honestly didn't agree with this point of view at first. Why? Because I've always believed that love is something that needs to be both cherished and worked on. A relationship can only last long when both parties work together to support each other. But I've seen plenty of sad examples of how things turn out in my work. So there are times where I think that maybe love really does have an expiry date to some people. Maybe it is because of how people are themselves, or maybe due to the numerous uncertainties. Love comes in many shapes and forms, and it is also something that people will eventually learn to cherish. Sorry, I think I spoke too much. Do not fret, I am glad to be able to hear your honest thoughts about the matter. Then, what about you? It being part of your patient's therapy process aside, what do you really think about it? Do you think love has an expiry date? Personally, I think that relatively speaking, it is true. However, it can be perceived in two different ways. It can mean something, but it can also be meaningless. Love is not exactly packaged with an expiry date. Some people will be happy and content upon attaining love and will shed tears once they lost it. To these people, they have managed to cherish the relationship while it lasted. Hence, this so-called expiry on their love bears some meaning to them. However, some people are quite lax when it comes to the matters pertaining to love. They think it's superficial, so cherishing it is out of the question. To them, it does not matter how long their love lasts. Maintaining it and putting in the effort to keep it is meaningless to them. I see. Vin looks at you and suddenly chuckles. He seems to be hiding something in his heart, his silhouette blending into the quietness of the night, giving off a hint of mystery. Also, there is another type of person. For people like this, expiry means nothing to them at all. What? The fact that is left is infinite, hence the expiry is still meaningless, and someone like this is close at hand. If it were me, I would never let my love expire. Because all I have to do is make the expiry date eternal. The little things in life are that which nourish love. They are also the key factor in extending the duration of this expiry pasta. However, many people do not seem to realize this, either that or they go about using the wrong methods. Fortunately, we have a long time ahead of us. My words and actions will serve to prove this fact. Shurera, do you believe me? Yup, I believe that as long as both parties take relationship seriously, this so-called expiry is not a problem at all. It will not become a problem for us under my watch. You have my word. Wonder roller coaster. Suddenly, the voice of a staff member explaining the instructions snaps your attention back to the reality. You realize that in the time that you spent up in your head, the queue has dwindled and you are next. Hello everyone, we will now explain to you the new and casual gameplay we've just launched. A small and flat object that looks surprisingly like skin appears on the screen before you. Zooming into the diagram, you could see the mini components, sensors, insulation layers, protection layers, and the light that make it up. This gadget that I've just given you is known to be the new human skin electronic sensor. And how do you use it? Simple, just touch it. You don't have to worry about accidentally touching it. It instantly binds to your skin and it sticks hard. The soft waves his hand and a tutorial appear on the display screen. Each one of these has a code that corresponds with a seat on the roller coaster. All you have to do is touch the sensor anyway, and the Homo drone in the sky can accurately pinpoint your location. It also swiftly captures the person wearing the sensor and their surroundings to finish the shot. We recommend friends and couples pair up and exchange your sensors. And on board the roller coaster, you can take pictures of your body whenever you like. Want a picture together? Just tap on your sensors together. This will greatly enhance your ride experience. And we will send all your photos back to you, solo shots and group shots, all for free. Each group will receive a copy once the ride is over. Oh my god, free picture. This new gameplay ensures that everyone gets a new experience on this ride, and it comes with no extra charges. Sorry, I have a question. If one person presses their partner's sensor, does that mean that only their partner will be reflected in the image? Correct. You'll only snap a solo shot of them. It is a very good way to strike a balance between people who like taking photos and those who don't. It's clearly a way to improve your friendship. Then, can the sensor be placed anywhere? Yes. How innovative and interesting. Yeah, where should we stick ours? When Vin edges closer to you, his uniquely light scent brushes your nose as his low, charming voice sounds in your ears. You can put it wherever you wish. Face, hand, or he doesn't get to finish as a familiar voice comes from a distance. Surely there's no need to make 2 copies of this, right? There's no point in me bringing a photo like this back home with me. It only ends up buried in dust eventually. Turning in the direction of the voice, you're surprised when you find someone familiar standing there. Huh? Isn't that Julian Hall? Next time. Wonder roller coaster. At the exit of the roller coaster, not too far off where you're queuing, you and Vin surprisingly spot Julian Hall. A well-dressed girl is holding onto his arm. They both seem to have just gotten off the roller coaster and are on their way to get their photographs. But the girl looks rather unhappy. I just wanted another copy of our photo together so that you can remember it too. Is that really so bad? Or are you saying that you can't even fulfill a little wish of mine? There are many ways to fulfill your little wishes, dear. Photos like this can capture a mere fleeting moment that doesn't mean anything to me at all, so you can just keep a copy of it yourself. I'm sure you don't want me to keep it in a false display of affection, only to let me cry a little river and discard it in a fit of anger. You really dance, you know that? That's because I've seen too much. Come on, I'll bring you around to a couple more attractions while I still have the time. You're the boss from now on. The girl sighed in exasperation, seemingly coming to terms with the fact that she couldn't win against him. He's dating and he's already thinking about breaking up and what's come after. You mutter softly. Vin gives a light laugh, his eyes following in their direction. Because Julian doesn't believe that there is long-lasting love in this world. To him, every relationship is short-lived. He holds no hope for any of them, so of course it's only natural for him not to take them seriously. His brow slightly furrows at that. His lips are pressed into a thin line, and there is a displeasure evident in his eyes. Finn, you don't know if you're just overthinking things, but you can't help but feeling as if he has some unspoken words he was keeping hidden. You impulsively reach up to kiss the sensor on his cheek. The soft touch appears to have penetrated his skin and run into his heart. Vin freezes, turning to face you with a look of surprise. Shira, what is it? I think your sensor should go here. I bet it will be real fun. Are you sure you want it up there? He says that as he holds into your hand that he has placed the sensor on his face. If I am unable to find it when it is time, I suppose I will have to ask for your help to assess it. Poking and prodding at his face, you think about it long and hard as you visualize it in your head. That doesn't look very convenient. And with how fast the roller coaster is going to go, that's not very safe to be doing. Just as your thoughts fall in place, you suddenly feel a weight on your palm. Alright, yours will be here, just to be safe. And I'll shave mine here as well, so that you can just squeeze my hand with yours. Plus, it is safer this way. I trust that our tacit understanding will make all the photos turn out beautiful. Sure. Under the staff's guidance, you quickly find your corresponding seats. You are seated in the last row. Before the roller coaster sets off, the staff go around checking the safety of every passenger. We're all set to go once the checks are done. I'm a little excited. Looks like going on this ride first was the right choice then. Yep. Vin fixes his windbreaker and looks around. His gaze lands on the highest point of the roller coaster ride and lingers there for a while. There is a hint of confusion in his eyes as he observes something. What is it? This is my first time seeing a roller coaster from this angle, so there are some things here that are new to me. New? So you've never been on a roller coaster? I have never been on one. Back in Spart, all I did was to watch others ride on it. But why? Don't tell me. Midway through your sentence, you suddenly remember what you've learned about his past. Sorry, Vin, do not be. I did not ride on a roller coaster back then because the environment I was in at the time did not allow me to relax and fully immerse myself in an experience like this. There were so many possible dangers that would dampen any joy I could find from it, so I simply set out. Vin explained this in a light tone, seemingly unbothered. Or maybe he'd already gotten used to doing so a long time ago. But you know well enough just how many secrets are hidden in his words. You've learned some through your time together at least. I see, so that's how it was. His past and memories and experience are not something you can change, but looking at the staff member who who come by to check if the safety bars are all properly in place, a sudden idea flashes through your mind. Since it's first time you're on a roller coaster, how about I take a couple of solo shots of you to commemorate this occasion? Not waiting for his reply, you press on the sensor that he previously stuck to your palm. Vin, look here! A look of surprise flickers across his face. Looked like he wasn't expecting you to pull off something like that. However, he quickly raises his hand and complies with you putting up a classic peace sign. You're not quite sure, but you find his expression to be a little stiff. Like this. You look very handsome, but your expression is a little awkward. You can relax a little. Relax? Yep, why don't you think about something that makes you happy or something that you find interesting? You know, something to distract you from tensing up? Something that I find interesting. Vin eyes turns to you, wondering for a while before a smile breaks out in his face. This is the first time I have seen someone taking a photo, not by pressing the shutter, but pressing their own hand. Oh, well, we have to work around the limits. Wait, no, you're the one who stuck it here, so why are you the one who laughing at me? Alright, I would like to snap a couple more pictures as my punishment. The smile on his face gradually loosens into a more natural one. The sunshine surrounds him in a warm halo as if making up for all the past experience and joy that he missed out on. The last photo may not have been perfect. Sharing this kind of first with you alone is quite nice. Suddenly, the lovely moment is cut short by the sound of a throat being cleared. Sorry, it is regretful that I have to break up this lovely moment, but for safety's sake. Sir, please take off your glasses and any other accessories on your person. Vin comes to a sudden realization, smiling happily as he hands his glasses to the staff. Thank you. You keep your finger interlocked with his, not letting go despite the rise and fall of the roller coaster. Then, Vin hand tightens, reminding you that now is the moment to press your sensor at the same time. You inwardly sigh at how fast he adapts to things, but you are also glad that he's able to react at the right moment. By the second loop around the track, you finally feel like you've gotten used to it. You notice that you have yet to take any pictures from the angle up front, so you raise your voice. Vin, let's get a picture of the one up ahead too. Wait, what? You don't get to finish your sentence. All you hear is a resounding clack as the roller coaster stops mid-air. And in an instant, Vin's hand clutches tighter to yours. Cheryl! All you can feel is the sudden inevitable rush of air as you lurch forward. Thankfully, the safety bar keeps you in place just as the dizziness hits you. Oh my god! At the same time, screams of panic sounds from the farm. What happened? Next act. The roller coaster suddenly halts mid-drop. The initial happy and excited atmosphere grew silent for a while before morphing into a sheer panic. Shiro? I'm... Vin angles his body towards you, untangling his fingers from yours as he changes his posture only to hold your hand firmly within his. The wind blowing past the roller coaster brings about a different chill that makes you find his hand much cooler. You are unsure if you're just overthinking things again, but you can't help but find his action and reaction a little off. Who knows what happened? Vin squints as he turns around to look. You see a bit of sweat roll down his cheeks in the cool wind. Vin, Suddenly an announcement rings out. Dear Cavs, we sincerely apologize. Presently, the voltage transformer has stripped due to voltage overload, and it has caused some facilities to stop working. My god. Preliminary investigation shows that it was caused by some minor compartments having reached their expiry. We have contacted the rescue helicopter and there will soon be staff here to guide all of you down to safety. Please remain calm and do not panic. Please stay where you are and do not move as it is dangerous. We remind you once more. You are listening to the announcement when you feel the grip of your hand tighten. Expiry. A single word tumbles out of his mouth in 3 syllables. The words sound important with how carefully he pronounced it. Then he sighed. It sounded like he's been affected by something. You suddenly felt cool sweat on his palm, the same one that was holding your hand. You subconsciously look up only to find his gaze fixated on Joe. A slight hint of confusion hangs in the air as silence falls. The only sounds that can be heard is your intertwined breath. Without the lenses in the way, his golden pupils are now right before your eyes. They look like in the first ray of light to hit shore before it gets engulfed by the darkness of the sea. Shiraira. Vin, you are clearly in front of him, yet he softly calls out your name. Then he suddenly smiles. He lets out a long breath of both self-deprecation and relief. It seems, however, that Vin has realized something in the span of these few seconds. Just as the announcement ceased, the rescue helicopter soon brings everyone down to ground level. The relevant staff are already waiting by the time everyone gets to the ground. They apologize once more and offer everyone a wide range of compensation. The management is fair and sincere, giving all guests adequate compensation, which helps soothe everyone's fragile nerves. However, there are still some who insist that they will leave the amusement park immediately, while some still want to stay and experience the other attractions. You and Vin do not intend to leave so soon, so you both decide to take a break before moving on to the other attractions. And your thoughts are still stuck on what happened up at the roller coaster. Vin's fleeting moment of oddity stays in your mind, unwavering and confusing. You both stroll leisurely near the exit of the roller coaster. You observe Vin's face with utmost seriousness. He seems just like his usual self. In fact, he looks relaxed. This is the complete opposite of what you've witnessed up on the roller coaster earlier. Then various incidents flashes through your mind. You suddenly notice the various oddities that have previously slipped your notice. Hoyoland. These rides come with special time-limited events and are plenty interesting on their own. Shall we give all of them a go once the event period ends? We may not be able to experience this any longer. Wonder roller coaster. I am always conscientious about this, but I have been taking extra caution as of late. as of late. Why? Nothing, I just do not wish to see food or anything else expire due to people's negligence. It is both regretful and disrespectful. Hence, using it while it has yet to expire or doing something else to extend its shelf life are both good ways to go about it. Wonder. Because Gillian doesn't believe that there is a long-lasting love in this world. To him, every relationship is short-lived. He holds no hope for any of them, so of course, it's only natural for him not to take them seriously. Recalling all of those only serves to prove that you're right. He was acting oddly. Vin is definitely hiding something, but it is also seems that whatever happened up on the roller coaster helped him get over it. But you're a little hesitant. Should you really be asking him why at a time like this? Please. You decide to ask him the question that has been festering in your heart. Vin, do you have something on your mind today? So you saw through me after all. Vin smiled helplessly. Does it have anything to do with Aspari and Gyllenhaal? An inscrutable expression crosses Vin's face. He nods, then he shakes his head. Come on, let us go. This place is not a convenient place to speak of it. Okay. Next side. Hoyland. Since many guests have already left the amusement park, you and Vin leisurely strolled through it. While strolling, you were lucky enough to nab the Hoyland special Sweet Madame, which is famed for having long queue and only available with a limited quantity. The breeze blows merrily, and even time seems to come to a standstill. I've never thought that we managed to get one. I was prepared to live without ever trying it today. Are you that happy? Of course, this is super duper limited. It gets sold out every day, so you can't get one even if you want to. You purposely emphasize how limited it is. Vin gets it almost instantly, smiling at you in understanding. Sure, about your earlier question. Speaking slowly, Vin's gaze slowly drops to the paper box that holds the Sweet Madame in your hand. Pretend that today is rainy day. This Sweet Madame is only sold once a week and you have 18 hours before it goes bad. Will you choose to buy it and bring it back home to eat it immediately? Or will you choose to freeze it, saving this rare delight to savor on the next day? Seeing how seriously you are thinking about it, he smiles before continuing. Now, what if that Sweet Madame was love? He tilts his head to the side, smiling. The fact that love appeared in my life is already a miracle. So nothing can ever compare to what love is to me. To me, love does not have an expiry date whatsoever. However, I am ascertain that if that is the same for you, especially since that night when I heard your conversation with Julia. I suddenly started hesitating, and I also felt a little afraid. I am unable to stop thinking about it whenever I am with you. Everything regarding your words, actions, emotions that look in your eyes is different from consumable products. No one knows the ingredients, nutrition values, or the expiry of love. So, all I can do is make plans for everything and ensure that the results are as perfect as they get. This amusement park happened to have some limited time events going on, so I just could not stop myself doing the scene. Vin, you. So none of this is about Julian influence over me. Other people's views of love does not matter to me. You are the only one who can see me, Shurara. His words are like cool breeze, gently blowing away the doubt in your heart. So that's why you brought up the limited time events when planning our initial itinerary for the attractions. And that's why you are paying so much attention to the expiry of the bottle of mineral water, saying that you've been especially careful about these things recently. And that was why you seemed to have something to say when Julian said all of that. Yes. Sorry, Well, there's no need for you to apologize, Finn. I am actually glad to hear all this. You don't need to be afraid. I believe you, just like I told you that night, and I believe in myself too. So, an aspiry isn't that hard for an issue for us to get through together. Yes. Vin gently hugs you. But what happened up on the roller coaster? Why did you look like you just figured something out once we got down from the roller coaster? Vin looked surprised. It seemed like he hadn't expected you to ask him something like that. Then he let out a bitter laugh. It seems like I cannot hide a secret from you from now on. A feeling in your gut tells you that Vin's about to change the subject again. He seems to be hiding something that he doesn't want you to notice. You act on impulse without a second thought, staying true to your heart. Since that's how it is, then maybe you got some guts from the goddess of justice herself, but you quickly take a sweet madame tied out from the box. You grab Vin's arms and pull him closer. A single flick of your wrist and the sweet madame is right by his lips. Seeing the surprised look in Vin's eyes, you know that your sneak attack has succeeded. You look up to him at him seriously. I will be exercising my right as your girlfriend for the first time. I command you, Mr. Vin Richter, to take a bite of this sweet madame. Surprised at your first time pulling something like this, Vin looks at you, then turns helplessly to the chicken thigh. You must savor this hard-earned limited-time delicacy. I heard that the sweet madame has the magic that imbues one with the strength to confide in another person. I hope you'll tell me what's eating at your heart after you're done eating this. A golden brilliance shines in his eyes, just like the sunlight that permeates the morning mist. You're unsure of when both your and Vin's cheeks start turning red, but for a while, you forget how to move. All you can hear is your heart thumping in your chest. Sorry. All you can hear is your heart thudding in your chest, resonating like thunder in your ears. Your nose is filled with both the delectable fragrance of the chicken thigh and Vin's light fragrance. I suppose I have no choice but to heed your command. Saying so, he bites into the chicken thigh. A look of warm joy fills his eyes. It's as if he just tastes the delicacy, the best delicacy the world has to offer. The floral hints are not too overpowering. It is not too sweet, and the skin is crisp and not greasy at all. The meat is also soft and tender. This is delicious indeed. It feels almost magical somehow. My girlfriend. Yes. Bitch. Suddenly. The attack from the sweet madame is quickly resolved by Vin's words. And while you are still blanking out, Vin brings you to a beach. A breeze blows past. The salty and cool sea breeze save off the heat from earlier. Still, you aren't quite ready to let the person in front of you off the hook. You haven't answered my question, Vin. Vin sighs with a resigned yet affectionate look on his face. The waves lap gently against the shore. He turns to look at the sea, but his faraway gaze speaks otherwise. I am sure you are already aware of why I was so concerned about love having an expiry date and why I did those odd things I do. In fact, before you asked me those questions, none of these things affected me anymore. So it's because of what happened to the roller coaster ride? Yes. Vin hesitated for a moment, turning to look at you. There seemed to be a golden river in his eyes when the water ripples at every breeze. You may not be able to fathom this, but for the first time in my life, my mind went blank the moment the roller coaster stopped. All I could do was to hold tighter onto your hand, to look at our surroundings and not think. I did not dare to. I dare not to think about what other more dangerous possibilities there may have been. And when the announcement mentioned something about expiry, I suddenly thought of everything I did today. That was when I realized just how foolish I was being. Vin, don't say that about yourself. Do not worry, I'm fine. Besides, I got something much more important out of it in the end. What? I suddenly understood that this fear and worry of mine was all useless. Because there is nothing more important in this world than you being here, alive and well by my side. It does not matter if I am unaware of the ingredient, nutritional value, or even the expiry. As long as we are together, as long as we hold on tightly to each other's hand, then I will still have the chance. I will be able to ensure that everything lasts infinitely. Worry and fear only waste time, and what I must do now is to seize the moment. Vin looks at you, his gaze is filled with longing and affection. You are holding his hand before you even realize it. You continue after his word. You forgot something, Vin. What? You still have me. Us. We are together. I will always be by your side, no matter what happens in the future. See, our hands are joined, so it doesn't matter if it's your fears or worries. It doesn't matter whether it's rain or shine out there. Next time, we'll face everything together. Vin chuckles slightly. His golden pupil shines dazzlingly under the sun rays. He lowers his head, speaking into your ears. His gentle voice tugs at your heartstring. Shuaira, I have the sudden realization that maybe what Gulin said was right. What? A doctor who treats himself a fool has a fool for a patient. And you are the only medicine capable of healing me. Sorry, I missed your call. It is inconvenient for me to speak on the phone now. Did something happen? It's not a big deal. It's just that I almost ate a piece of moldy bread just now. Almost? Are you sure you did not take a bite? Well, the first bite was fine, but I realized that the jam inside the bread was moldy only after I took the first bite. How would I know that I'm so lucky to get the moldy one? You might not have consumed the moldy part, but you should still see a doctor just in case. I'm fine. Do not worry. Moreover, there's only one piece of moldy bread. The rest are good. It is possible that the problem lies in the packaging of the shipment process. Yeah, maybe you're right. But I feel like maybe I'm just down on luck recently. It seems like it's safer to get fresh fast food from the convenience store next time. The convenience store? Are you too busy to have proper meals these days? It's true that I'm busy these days. I'm only concerned about filling my tummy when I'm busy. Then again, the bread tastes delicious and they have a wide range of flavor to choose from. No matter how delicious they are, I doubt they are better than my cooking. What do you feel like eating these days? Something tasty or even spicy. Life's too hard, so I need to spice up my life. It is settled then. Starting the day after tomorrow, I'm free in the evenings. How about you come over and try some of my special dishes? Wow, sure. I am looking forward to it. I didn't know that you can cook such a dishes as well. I do not know how to, not at the moment anyway. But I will know how to cook them soon. Yeah, wait. Wait. I know. Yeah, this is a sweet madam. Right, so let's see. Fish. Right. The heck? Oh yeah. Okay. I have copied the roller coaster photos and sent them to your inbox. Did you receive them? I just logged into my email a second ago. I got the photos. I went to check it as soon as I heard the notification sound from my email. I did not expect to receive the roller coaster photos from you. I wanted to surprise you. Also, many funny pictures were taken, but most of them are all couple photos. Speaking of funny pictures, I look weird in several photos. What is my shocking expression? This is too embarrassing. Not at all. I find them adorable. It makes me want to keep them in a safe place so no one can ever see them. There's no need to console me. On the other hand, you look charming in every picture, and your expression are natural and relaxed. It seems like this trip to the amusement park is worth it. You are right. In every sense, it is a rare experience to have. By the way, I am thinking of picking a photo and framing it. Do you want to do it together? Of course, but which one are you choosing? Please don't pick the one I just talked about. If that's the case, then you better pick a nice one. How about this? I will wait for you to come over when you are free, then we can choose the photo together. Otherwise, I cannot guarantee that I will pick a picture that you like. Okay, I'll go over when I'm free. Wait, seriously? Yeah, I do not know why, but yeah, I think it's broken. Whatever. Yeah, I will do it later.